That was the sound of the skilled illustrator approaching the proverbial canvas. This is you making that sound. One of the most important things you can do to improve your illustration skills is to know your tools. Whether your tool of choice is a stylus and its never-ending brush tip options, or an old broom and a bucket of paint, as an illustrator, you are accountable to your tools. You are responsible for the results, not the tools. And if you agree with this statement, you cannot argue about the importance of learning to use those tools. You know darn well the tools don't jump around on the canvas and do the work for you, so let's talk about learning to use those tools. All serious curriculum on illustration includes drills, practice sessions, warm-ups, etc. that are focused not on drawing, but on learning to describe your marks with confidence and precision. It's discipline, plain and simple on its face, but if you want to understand the true magic of describing the images in your mind, or of rendering your own interpretation of the world around you, so you must also learn that mastery of your tools is the foundation to those ends. Yes, it is about discipline, but it's also about joy and happiness. The disciplined artist is the joyful and happy artist. And with that proclamation, I give you the tuning diagram. This is a composite of strokes, shapes, and weight exercises for tuning your illustration skills. These are all strokes. There are many shapes in here that can be described. And these are for practicing weight and control. Now, these are not novel concepts. For example, here's a link to Peter Hahn assigning homework to his students. And here is Ron Lemon on the subject. You may want to consider this approach to basic shapes by Monica Zagrobelna, and notice, coincidentally, the tuning diagram evokes that approach. You can download this diagram for free on Gumroad. Also included is a short list of suggestions for staying sharp, or to help you understand what you're supposed to be trying to accomplish here, however you choose to look at it. So the idea here is to go over this diagram so often that you start seeing it in your sleep. Your goal would be to master this diagram and then develop your own drills and exercises. Ultimately, you either do your drills or you don't. Now, as for these sharpening suggestions, let's explore them. Target correct layer. Now, this is just a habit you need for digital workflow. If you don't develop this habit one way or another, you're going to spend 25 minutes drawing on the wrong layer all the time. And you just take your time here. The objective is accuracy. That's the whole point. Think more about connecting the spaces between the dotted line than just trying to get to the other end of it. And then you go over it again and again. You don't just do it once. This is a regimen and a staple of drawing fundamental skill building. And remember, this isn't supposed to be some kind of punishment. This is you making that sound. Use your arm. If you haven't heard about this, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm not bending my wrist here. Now, this is a general rule for inexperienced artists, and it is, of course, just a suggestion, but getting the wrist into your illustration is actually an advanced skill, believe it or not. You earn the right to use your wrist after you tune your arm. Hold the stylus, or pencil, or brush, or what have you. Just be relaxed. Watch a real pro at work and handle your tools that way. Even if you are using a stylus, experiment with how you handle it. For example, I have this habit of holding the stylus perfectly perpendicular to the glass on my tablet, and I like the results, but it's very grippy and wrist-tempting. But I don't have tilt functionality, so I can't get too loose with it. I have to find some kind of balance. I'm stuck with this tool, but as an illustrator, the least I can do is know how far I can push its capabilities. Push versus pull. This is reminding you that you have a choice between describing your mark by pulling towards your body or pushing away from yourself. If you find you're better at pulling, you may want to spend some extra time pushing and find out how that differs from pulling and vice versa. This all comes down to finding the best body position rather than rotating the canvas. This is an illustration drill. You move around the canvas, not the other way around. You are the illustrator, the joyful, happy illustrator. You dance around your canvas, and it shows on the canvas when it's done. Hey, it's just a suggestion. Zooming in and out is also important. I'm surprised how much more difficult shorter marks are than long ones. But it's also pretty powerful to know that, to own it, so to speak. Now I can target that weakness and develop that skill. Explore your tool sets. It's a great idea to use something like this to familiarize yourself with different brushes and settings and really learn how they work and what they might be useful for. And above all, get creative with this diagram and beyond. You can find other diagrams and stuff like this all over the web. Of course, you don't even need a diagram at all. You just need a pencil and paper and you make up your own drills. But I'm just trying to have fun with this, and this is what I came up with. So if you agree that drills and warm-ups are important and you think this looks like a bit of fun, by all means go ahead and download this. The link is in the description, and let me know if you dig it.